Neuralink patient explains first year of life with brain chip. Hey, I'm gonna stop right there. I want to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kwadash. A double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. A Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, whoever you might be. And Shalom to the 144,000. It's the brother Amawan Padah from the GMS Denver camp doing a lesson, in regards to what you see right here, man. All right, end time prophecy playing out right in front of your face, and the men of Great Millstone have told you the truth from the beginning, starting with Elder Apostle Tahar on down. All right, this is one of the forms of the mark of the beast. All right, yeah, the mark of the beast right here, spoken of in Revelation chapter 13. Verse 16 on down. It's right here. All right. And this guy right here, the guy, on his interview, he's pretty much explaining his experience with the mark of the beast in his head, man. The brain chip. All right. Neuralink. So let's go ahead and play a little bit of this video, and then we'll get some precepts as we go. All right. This is recent, man. May 21st.
Half an hour at a time. You obviously couldn't send an email or watch a movie or play online chess. I know you're a big fan of online chess. You couldn't do anything with
Sorry, Salakia.
without help. And once you got the implant, you said it was like magic. So talk us through this technology. How do you use it on a daily basis?
Yeah, it's I like to say it's pretty simple. What I mean by that is, of course, the technology itself is not very simple, but how it's used is pretty intuitive, and I use it for all sorts of things.
Do you have to turn it on? Like, do you turn it on?
I do.
Okay.
So I have a little hat that has a charger in it. It plugs in, and I can command the implant to connect or disconnect at any point. And after that, I just do whatever I want on a computer. Whatever anyone else can do on a computer, I can do, and I use it for all sorts of things.
Do you have to say something in particular when you say you command, the computer to do something? Do you say cursor move or?
Yeah, just in order to connect, I'll say implant connect, and it'll connect.
And then after that, you just think a thought, and it happens on the computer in front of you.
Yes, ma'am. That's basically how it works.
Have you had any negative consequences or side effects from this?
No, not really. At the beginning, there was some thread retraction, but so right now they've told me plus or minus 10% of the threads are in the, I guess their intended spot in my brain, but they changed how the signals are read, and I got cursor control back just fine. It's better than it was before, actually, and I haven't had any sort of physical side effects, mental side effects. It's been all positive so far.
So say you want to write me an email. You would talk me through what you would think.
So essentially I just have cursor control. So I'll go into my email, click around, do whatever I need to do to send you an email.
So you go to inbox, start it, you would say click start a new email.
Yeah, I don't have to say anything. It's just I think I want to click, and it clicks.
Wow.
Left click, right click, whatever I want. And then after that, I will either use dictation, or I can use a virtual keyboard on my computer screen to type out whatever I want to say. And then again, just click, and it sends.
So I was struck by something you said recently, that you have read more in the last 14 months than you had in the many, many years after you were paralyzed and before that implant was put into your brain.
I'm gonna pause it right there. So I guess you didn't read Revelation 13 verse 16 through 18 or Revelation 14 verse 9 on down, because this is the mark of the beast, and those who take it are going to be destroyed, man. See, they're trying to market it to you as something positive. This is part of Esau's or Satan's lying wonders. And we know that Esau, the so-called white man, is a spiritual Salakia, the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. All right. So let's go ahead and get a precept in regards to this technology being brought forth. All right, so here we have the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, starting at verse 7. It says, "For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way." So Yahweh, Bashmi Al-Shai, is he who letteth. He's letting these damn devils, do their wickedness, all right, bring forth their iniquity in the earth until it's time to shut it down. And the mark of the beast, all right, one of the forms of that is the brain chip. And also the other form is the microchip that goes inside of your hand, all right, to buy and sell. You know what I'm saying? Those are the forms of the mark of the beast spoken of in Revelation 13. All right. So he's going to allow, Yahweh is going to let Esau bring this thing forth. And it's really a major test to see if, who's on the side of the Most High and who's on the side of, the wicked. All right. Because if you take that chip, that shows your allegiance to the beast system. All right. And your unfaithfulness to Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. Okay. And once he brings this thing forth and makes it mandatory, because he will, all right, that's when the Lord's getting ready to take his ass out, man. So we're coming to the end of Esau's society. And this is a key sign of it, man. The fact that they're talking about this more and more. All right. Verse 8, it says, "And then shall that wicked," all right, you see the capital W right there. That's letting you know it's talking about a specific entity, man. All right. That wicked is Esau, Edom, the so-called white race, the Edomites. All right. It says, "And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming." So the wicked is Esau. They've been identified right through the mouth of the prophets, man. The Lord uses the prophets as his mouthpiece, and we're the ones that are revealing who that wicked is in these last days. And then he's going to destroy him when he returns, man. All right. In the midst of World War III. When Yahweh Shai, who they ignorantly call Jesus, returns, he's going to come back to take you heathen out of power, starting with the so-called white man, Esau. All right. So we're nearing towards your end. The very fact that, they're bringing that out is showing that this man is almost over, man. He's almost done ruling the earth in wickedness. Okay. Verse 9, it says, "Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan." Remember I said that earlier? All right. Esau is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. All right, he moves in the spirit of Satan, man, the adversary. All right. There's a race of people that move in that energy, and it's the Edomites. "Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders." And the microchip is part of those lying wonders, man. All right, he's promising you, healing. If you're a quadriplegic, you know what I'm saying? You can get your functionality back. If you're blind, he's saying that he can heal you with his technology. You'll be able to see again and all type of different shit, man. Said he can make you smarter by getting that brain implant. All right. These are part of those lying wonders, man. All right. This man is a devil, man. Those of you who actually trust, all right, this marketing scheme that he's bringing forth, then, hey, man, it is what it is, man. You're going to take that shit and be destroyed. All right. And the majority of people will be destroyed because they're going to give in to Esau's lying wonders. All right. Part of that being the brain chip. And here's that same verse in the Good News translation. All right. Let's read it. 2 Thessalonians 2:9 in the GNT. It says, "The wicked one will come with the power of Satan and perform all kinds of false miracles and wonders." You see that? False miracles and wonders. The RFID microchip, all right, and specifically the brain chip, is a false miracle. All right. There are side effects, and the dude in that the interview, they specifically asked him, "So are there any negative side effects with the Neuralink that you have?" And what did he say? "Oh no, it's perfect. Everything's fine. I haven't had any side effects." I believe he said specifically, everything's been positive. All right. Well, we know otherwise, man. According to the scriptures, first and foremost, you're gonna be destroyed. All right, for taking it. because you've defiled your body. It's going out to you Israelites, because you Israelites, your body is the temple of the Most High. All right, you're supposed to represent Yahweh Shem Yahushai on the earth. And when you take this devil's technology and put it inside of your body and alter your body, guess what? You've defiled yourself, and the Lord gonna destroy you. All right, so let's get that really quick. Leave us in 2 Corinthians, if I'm not mistaken. Let's check it out. Hold on. All right, so like it. So it is 1 Corinthians. All right, 1 Corinthians 3 and verse 17. What does it say? If any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy. See, for the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are. That's right, your body, man. It houses the Spirit of the Lord, man. All right. And the Lord made us in his image. You Israelites out there. So when you take this technology and put it inside of your body, you're defiling the temple, man. You're putting in an abominable device inside of your body, which is clearly spoken against in the scriptures. You're showing defiance towards your creator. And he's going to destroy you, man. We're just telling you before it happens. All right. So you can't say that you have not been warned by the men of the Lord. All right. And Esau, he's always tried to defile the temple of the Lord. Even when we had the physical temple, the building, all right, what did they do? They sacked our temples, man. They defiled them. They sacrificed swine's flesh, as it tells you in the book of the Maccabees, man. 1st and 2nd Maccabees, it talks about that. How the Greeks, they sacked our temple or whatever, and they sacrificed, abominable meat on our altars, man, to their pagan idols. They get a kick out of that, man. All right. And so they're going to try to do it one last time. Since we don't have a physical temple, such as a building anymore, we're the temple of the Lord, man. His spirit dwells within us, because he's only dealing with the Israelites. So Esau wants to defile the temple one more time. All right. By putting this abomination inside of your body, man. And this is that line is going to be drawn in the sand. All right. Who's with the Most High? Yahweh and his son Yahushai, and who was not. All right. So yeah, let's get let's get Revelation 16 real quick. Bear with me. So here we have the book of Revelation chapter 16 and verse 2. It says, and the first went, talking about the angels, right? And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. All right. Now, what it means by worshiping the image of the beast is bowing down to his system. And the main way you do that is by taking an RFID microchip. You're saying that you want to be a part of this man's society. All right. You see, you like what Esau's doing here. You're bowing down to his image. All right. You see that? And so the point is that those who receive this technology in their body, they're going to develop a grievous sore, man. We're just telling you before it happens, all right? But they're trying to paint the picture like ain't nothing going to happen to you, like, it's going to be all good. What did the serpent tell Eve in the garden? You shall not surely die, but you'll be like gods. That's what Esau's he's trying to do the same thing in these last days. He's trying to tell you, you take this chip or this brain chip, you shall not surely die, but you'll be like gods. You'll have super abilities to think. You'll be able to control technology with just your thoughts. You'll be linked into our AI systems. All right. The world will be at your fingertips if you just take this technology. Not telling you that you will fucking surely die, because the Lord gonna kill your ass. And you don't believe me? Let's prove it in the scriptures. So here we have it right here. Revelation 14 and 9, going into the punishment that's sure to come for those who receive either form of the mark of the beast, whether it be in the brain or in the hand. All right. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. Now it doesn't specify which hand right there for you simple Israelites out there. Well, what if I get it in my left hand? Is it still the mark of the beast? Don't play around, man. This ain't nothing to be, to be played around with. All right. You receive this mark in your hand or in your head, or, anywhere in your body for that matter, you're playing a very dangerous game, and it's not something I want to do. All right, we talking about the wrath of the Lord coming down upon your ass, right? Because it goes on to say, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. All right, you see that? No chaser, man. Straight up wrath is gonna be poured on you, man, from the King of Terrors. All right, Yahweh Bashmi Awashai. And that's something that I do not want to experience, man. You see? And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Now let's get that word tormented really quick, all right, before we can, continue to break this down. Let's get the word torment. Right, here's that phrase right there, to be tormented, and we have it in the Greek right here. Let's check it out.
Strong's G 928. Basanidzo.
Yep, there you go, man. Basanidzo. Now, the first one doesn't apply. All right, it says to test metals by the touchstone. All right, that doesn't apply to what we're talking about. It says in definition 2, it says to question by applying torture. You're gonna be fucking tortured, man. All right, by the Lord. All right, to torture, to vex with grievous pains of body or mind, to torment. And you're gonna be tormented in your mind as well. When you're in that thermonuclear fire, when those missiles drop and you're not being saved, you're not being taken up into the chariots because the elect, all right, those who refuse that mark, who are Israelites, they're going to be taken up to be whisked away from the thermonuclear destruction that's sure to come in the midst of World War III, that's being talked about right now, fulfilling prophecy, right? Everything in the scriptures is going to happen, you see, including the thermonuclear fire and the torment that's going to come to those who receive that mark of the beast, right? So yeah, man, you're going to be plagued in your mind. You're going to be realizing that you done messed up, man. Supremely. All right. And also in your body, man, because that's going to be a different type of fire, man. All right. That's going to be a spiritual fire, man. All right. We talking about millions of degrees. That type of heat, man. The very air that you breathe in is going to burn you up, man. It's going to be on another level. And we can't even really describe it. We don't know. And the Lord can manipulate the time, man. He can keep your body in that fire. He can make that moment that you're being burned up seem like an eternity. And brothers go into this all the time because the Lord controls your mind, man. You don't understand. He's the Almighty. He's the Most High. He controls time and space and how you perceive it. He controls your pain threshold. You see what I'm saying? So we're telling you, man, this ain't no joke right here, man. These devils are setting you up for the kill. And the elect are not going to be deceived, man. We're not trying to be tormented by the Lord, man. All right, that's the last thing you want to be experiencing. All right, so that's the point on that. So back to Revelation 14:10 right here. All right, and the point is, it says, in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. All right, now the angels are going to be watching, man. All right, they're going to be overseeing the destruction. Okay. In the so-called UFOs, the chariots, they're going to be in the skies at that point in time. All right. And then we're going to be seeing the same thing, too, because we're going to be taken up and changed into our angelic form as well, man. So we're going to be observing the destruction of the 2/3 of our people. All right. And those who took the mark, man. You see? And the rest of the heathen. We're going to be watching them being burned the fuck up from the chariot. Matter of fact, let's prove that real quick. Oh, and it says real quick. It says also, and in the presence of the Lamb. You know who that Lamb is, right? That's right, Yahweh Shai. He gonna be there in the midst of all this happening, overseeing the destruction. Now let's prove that real quick. Give me 1 second. So this is Revelation chapter 11 and verse 12. I'm gonna bring this out real quick. All right, hopefully you can hear me. Give me 1 second. Hold on. All right, a lot of noise in the background, so bear with me. Okay, so Revelation 11 and verse 12, it says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. Means come up here. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. What is that talking about? Ask your pork chop eating ass pastor if he knows what this means. All right, go ask TD Fakes. Oh yeah, you can't because he stepped down from his position. All right, he's not a true watchman of the Lord, man. But who do you see giving you the truth? All right, the real prophets, man. Starting with those of Great Millstone and those who come in the same doctrine as Great Millstone, which is the doctrine of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua. All right, we're telling you that this is how the elect are going to be saved from the coming destruction. The Lord Yahweh Shai is going to return, all right, when those missiles are launched, and he's going to call up his elect to be saved. This is what salvation is talking about, man. All right, you got these wacky ass Christians out here talking about they've been saved since 1987. Nah, man, we're saved when the Lord comes back, and we know that we're of the elect by him taking us up and saving us from the destruction that's to come. The second death. The first death was what? The flood, which was by water. The second death that's coming is going to be fire, man. Thermonuclear fire. Along with the fire from the chariots that the angels are going to be administering to this place. We got to be saved from all that, man. We're not saved yet until we're up there. When the Lord says, come up hither, and we begin to ascend. Yes, we're going to be actually taken up off of the earth, off of the face of the earth, to be, preserved in the so-called UFO, man, that the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to be in when he returns. All right, this is something that sounds far out to you non-believers out there. Those of you who are not of the elect, you have not been given that eye salve. This might seem crazy to you. And I ain't gonna lie, man, it is far out because the Lord is far out, but we know that it's true. And that's why we move the way that we move. And this is what our hope is in. Being those that are called up, all right, to be saved from the coming destruction. All right, and those of you that are down here on the earth that didn't believe, you're gonna be looking up, all right, and seeing us being joined unto the Lord, man. It's gonna be an amazing sight to see. Lord willing, we're of that number that gets called up, man, to the marriage of the Lamb, all right, the elect, which will consist of men, women, and children. Okay, while the rest burn. Okay, and let me read the next verse because it kind of illustrates, the scenario. All right, so let's see here if it'll work. All right, there we go. Verse 13, Revelation 11 and 13. And the same hour was there a great earthquake. What is that great earthquake? The nuclear missiles detonating on this bitch, man. It's going to shake the entire earth. All right, that's what's called a great earthquake. And the 10th part of the city fell. All right, and that's talking about America, Babylon the Great. And you know that because, our apostles have revealed it unto us that, the United States is divided into 10 FEMA zones, man. So this is a dark saying right here. You gotta have understanding, to know what this is talking about. And we know that America is going to be completely destroyed, man. All 10 FEMA zones will be destroyed by that thermonuclear fire. All right. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, being a complete number. There's going to be millions of people that's going to be put to death in this time, man. If not billions. And the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. It's going to be a scary situation, man, because we're going to barely make it. Because the Lord, he's the ultimate clutch player. He's going to come through in the last seconds and save us out of that shit, man. Okay, Lord willing, we're of that number. All right, it's going to be a close call, man. But nonetheless, the elect, the remnant will be saved. And we're going to give glory to Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua in that chariot. We're going to be calling the Lord. Call Allah Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua. All right? Barakatah Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua. With tears in our eyes and, we go. All right? So it's going to be tears of joy, though, man. All right? That's what's at stake. And the very fact that they're talking about this chip, showing you that we're close, man, to this right here. And here we have Revelation 15 and 2 talking about how we're going to be able to see the destruction, right? From the chariot, from the heavens. It says, Revelation 15 and verse 2, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark and over the number of his name stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High. So what is it talking about, man? those who are standing on the sea of glass. All right. That's talking about the elect are going to be above the firmament, which is that protective covering separating the waters in the heavens from the waters below on the earth, as it tells you in the book of Genesis. All right. You see, we're going to be looking at the destruction, all right, from above, from the chariot, man. So that's talking about the ones who got the victory, being the elect. Those who did not take the mark and bow the knee to Esau. Those who got the victory through the hour of temptation. You see? All right, because Esau's going to present this thing like it's the best thing ever. And many will, fall victim to his deception and his lying wonders. All right, so let's play the rest of this video, all right? Lord willing, you can hear me, okay? Let's play the rest of this clip.
After you were paralyzed and before that implant was put into your brain, this implant allows you to read a book on your own. Or in your case, many books.
yeah, it's something that I missed a lot. I was an avid reader before my accident, and reading books just kind of wasn't very possible. After my accident, I got stuck listening to audiobooks, and those are hit or miss. Sometimes you don't like a narrator. Sometimes the book just doesn't sound the same. It's better to read. So I've been able to use like a Kindle or other reading apps, and I read all the time now. It's one of my favorite pastimes.
And you now have a job. Is this because of Neuralink?
Yeah. So I'm traveling around and speaking. So I know there's plenty of other things I could do, but it's something that I have a big passion about. Talking about Neuralink, talking about my faith, my story. So I travel around and speak to whoever wants to hear me at this point.
Neuralink is constantly updating your software, making things faster, making things smarter. Have you noticed the technology changing and improving in the last year?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of the user interface has changed. I think a lot of how they are calibrating, how they are reading the signals, they've constantly been updating things. So from where we were at the beginning, it is massive improvements. And the more people that join the study, the better it's going to get. I can't.
All right, so I'm going to stop it right there real quick, make a quick statement. All right, you got to be, you got to be out of your mind to let this damn devil put his technology on your brain, man, to affect your mind. You got to be out of your mind, man. That's why you got to be destroyed by the Lord, man. To put that much trust in Esau, man, to allow him to hook you up to his software, man. And he said they're constantly doing updates on his software. What's to say that one of the updates is them taking over your goddamn brain? This man is the devil, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to believe that there's a back door somehow to this technology, man. They're presenting it to you like it's just the best thing ever. I now have a job, thanks to Neuralink. I'm able to work again. It's gonna look like a good thing to the majority of people who don't have their eyes open, man. Those who are not of the elect. All right, you're gonna have people talking about, well, I want the Neuralink for my grandmother. She's been blind for 20 years, and this damn devil is telling us that she can see again if we just go ahead and get this Neuralink in her brain. And us, we're coming up against it. They're gonna look at us like we're stopping people from being healed. When in all actuality, when Yahweh returns, that's when the healing gonna begin, man. He's gonna return with healing in his wings, man. Meaning when Yahweh returns with the host of heaven, he's gonna heal us, man. He's gonna change our bodies, man. All right? We're gonna be changing the twinkling of an eye to have new immortal bodies. All right, perfectly righteous, man. Esau can't give you that. All right? Can't no brain chip give you that. So who you with, man? All right?
And I honestly don't know what it's going to look like when it gets, completely released. But I know it's going to be leaps and bounds better.
1 second, they're a neighbor you like.
So yeah, that was the clip, man. One of the brothers sent that to the chat, man. And it's heavy, man. That was recent. Showing you what time we're in, man. We're in that season, man. All right. They're going to start marketing this shit more and more. You might see celebrities, you know what I'm saying? All right. Talking about the hand chip more and more. Because that's the other form of the mark of the beast. Let's get that in Revelation 13 real quick. So as you can see here, Revelation 13 is going into, the mark of the beast. And the beast is Esau's system, man. NATO in the EU, all right? His power structure, right? The revived Roman Empire, headed by these damn devils. Now, let's go ahead and get into this real quick. Revelation 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Right there, plain as day. Hand chip, brain chip. All right? And that no man might buy or sell, save he, right, or except he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. All right. So right there, it talks about you not being able to buy or sell. All right. It's going into mainly the hand chip, because they're going to do away with the credit cards. They're going to do away with the physical currency. All right. I just saw an article today where they're talking about they're going to stop making pennies. They're going to stop making, new pennies, the coin. They've been talking about this, man. They're going to eventually do away with the physical currency. No more dollar bills either. No more writing checks. It's all going to be digital, man. And access through an implant. Okay. It's going to be your identification. It's going to be a social security number and everything. They're talking about a digital social security card, man. I did a lesson on that not too long ago. Come on, man. Everything is leading towards this right here, man. We telling you the truth through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right? The true prophets are telling you the truth about this right here. All right? So, yeah, there it is. And we go to that word mark. Let's get there real quick just to prove the point. In this instance, the word mark right here in the Greek is talking about a physical mark. It's not a spiritual mark. It's a physical mark, man. It's a tangible thing. Here's the word right there for mark. All right?
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
All right, charagma, but we say karagma. All right, tomato, right? But it means the same thing. It says a stamp and imprinted mark. It's a real thing. It's a physical mark. All right, an implant. It says of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist, man. And the Antichrist is not just one mysterious, man that's going to come out of the midst of the ocean and just, what I'm saying, and show himself. No, the anti-Messiah, all right, or the Antichrist, all right, we say anti-Messiah, is Esau. I mean, he's the main one. He's the one that's coming with this shit, this technology. He's the main one that's opposed to the Messiah, who is Yahushua. And it even tells you in the scriptures there are many antichrists in these last days. All those who oppose Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, you are indeed an antichrist or an anti-Messiah. Okay, and when you follow the main anti-Messiah, which is Esau, the so-called white man, you're gonna be destroyed, man. All right, because you're showing your allegiance to him by taking his mark. That's who's bringing it. The mark branded upon horses. All right, a physical mark. You know how we know when they tag cattle? They get like an iron or a hot iron and they put it on the cattle, they tag them. That's what Esau wants to do with your ass. He wants to say that you're his and you belong to him. That you no longer belong to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And that's essentially what you're saying when you take that mark. It's exactly what you're saying. That's the statement that you're making when you receive any form of that mark of the beast, whether it be in your hand or in your head. The thing, carved, sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images. There you go, man. Okay, it says here, Strong's definition, it says a scratch or etching, all right, in your skin, stamp as a badge of servitude. You're saying that you want to be Esau's slave. That's what that's talking about, man. All right. It says what else? A sculptured figure, graven mark. All right. So at this point, when you take that and receive that technology, you're pretty much Esau's bitch. All All right, and you're gonna be destroyed by the Lord, man, because you're gonna be disowned at that point, man. All right, so just letting you know what it is, man. This is what's coming, and we're here to warn you about it, man, before it's made mandatory, because it will be made mandatory, man, at some point in time. So with that being said, I'm gonna end this lesson right here. Hopefully this was edifying to the elect, whoever you might be out there. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who teach and who do well, who tell us the truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, and Kwam Yasharala in the Bible Ball. Shalom.